Hi everyone, it's Andrew here from Music Intuition. In this video we're going to talk about not being afraid to get personal. So if you need any more information about what I'm talking about, you can have a look at the links below. But to start with, to break it down, there's basically two main forms of songwriting. There's the narrative or the storytelling, and there's the personal. So we'll quickly look at the narrative. So narrative is the telling of a story. So you may be familiar with people like Bob Dylan. He's very much a storyteller. Occasionally he writes sort of more personal stuff, but he basically tells a story. He's one of your classic examples of a narrative songwriter. Now, the other way we write songs is talking about our personal experience. Now, a lot of people find it hard to do this, and this may be where you might have a bit of a block with your songwriting, because what happens is you'll be writing from your personal experience and then you'll think, oh, this is too personal, you know, I don't want my partner to hear this, I don't want to express myself in this way to people that I don't know. A lot of us find it hard to even communicate our own feelings in general day-to-day living, let alone in a song. Expressing yourself can be difficult, but it's actually well worth the effort. So one thing that I did when I was writing, I tried different sort of ways of writing, and one thing I set out to do for a while was to write purely on personal experience and purely on emotion. So I didn't focus on the beat, and I didn't focus on even melody to a certain extent. It was about pure expression. And I found that this was very powerful to people who were listening to my songs, to people who would come and see me. For example, we did a show once, and at the end of the show, a girl came up and she punched me. And I said, what was that for? And she said, that was for making me cry for the last 45 minutes. And I said, well, do you feel better? And she said, I feel fantastic, that was great. And she ended up buying a couple of albums. Focusing on that pure emotion really draws the listener in and makes a song more powerful. So say with a narrative, once you've heard the song, you know the outcome of the song. The only thing that carries that song into the future is the music underneath it. And you may come back to that song and go, yes, that's a great song, but you essentially know the outcome. With the personal songs, the listener may come across your song at a particular point in their life, and they may find that it speaks to them. And what they'll do is, down the track, when they're going through that again, they'll put that song back on again. It has a continual life, the personal song. So consider that. Like, we did a show in the Czech Republic, and this was our first show ever in the Czech Republic. And I was, because my songs were quite personal and spoke from the heart, I wasn't sure how it was going to go down, because not many people in the Czech Republic speak English, and there I was pouring my heart out to people. But at the end of the show, we had queues lined up literally as far as I could see of people wanting to buy the albums. And one guy came up to me and jumped the queue, and he had his hand on his heart and he had tears in his eyes. And we tried to communicate, but we couldn't. But we knew what each other was saying. And he ended up buying all our albums. So the emotion of the music communicated to him, and it was a really, really powerful experience. And that day, we sold about 200 CDs, and it was a festival, but we were on early, and so there wasn't a lot of people. There's only probably about 150 people, but we sold 200 CDs that day, and that's obviously more than one CD per person. So people were really drawn into that. And I'm not saying to go out and deliberately try and make people cry, but I'm saying to speak from the heart, because people will feel it. Everybody feels the same things. As humans, we're all exactly the same, pretty much. So everybody understands what you're talking about. No one's going to be critical, because you're gonna hit a point with them, and you're gonna draw something out of them which makes them feel good. So in a nutshell, don't be afraid to express yourself, because other people will have felt the same things that you've felt, the same things that you're writing about, and it'll have a great impact. If you'd like to know more about this, just have a look at the links below. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.